Hi, welcome back to Spiritual Fitness. My name is Kanini. If you're new to this channel, you're very, very welcome. In today's video, we're going to continue reviewing this book, Why You're Not Married Yet by Tracy McMillan. Before I continue, this is Spiritual Fitness. Again, we are here unlocking secrets to a long, happy, and successful life. In this channel, we focus on healing, we focus on relationships, wealth, and health. And at the center of it all, we say it's God who gives us the grace to go on, and we get all the wisdom that we can from God, and we also get guidance from science and people who are experts in different fields. So welcome to the #1 self-help channel on YouTube, and this is your host Monica Kanini. So let's get on to this book, Why You're Not Married Yet. So relationships are very, very important. By now, if you're in this channel, you already know that loneliness is really, really difficult for the human mind, and for every human being on the planet. You deserve to have a friend, somebody who can care about you, somebody who worries about you, somebody who can call you. It's really nice to have that sense of relationships. I was reading another book by Malcolm Gladwell, and he was talking about how somebody told him that there was this little village in America that people never ever had heart attacks, never ever. And so he went there and he was thinking, why do people not have heart attacks in this little town? And he thought that maybe they eat very well, they are super health conscious, they run, they watch their diet. And he found that they do all the things that other people do. They drink, they eat a lot of meat, they eat a lot of carbs, they hardly exercise. And he was like, why is it that they don't have high rates of heart attack? It's because they were friendly. They were friendly with each other. And there's always those talk, like you always hear that, tribes, even in places like the Amazon or even in Japan, where people live long, long, long. And when they look at why people live so long, it's because they have good, loving relationships. It's true. So that sense of relationships, companionship is very, very good. And, having a marriage partner is really, really healthy. It's very healthy, especially in our modern day culture. It's good to prioritize having somebody who is there, loyal to you, caring about you, loving you, and helping you throughout life. Somebody you can talk to. That companionship, somebody who has your heart and somebody who will not break it, is important in your life. So why are you not single? Why are you still single? Why you're not married yet? So we are going to go to reason number 7 here. And the reason number 7 is you hate yourself. Whoa. You hate yourself. That's why you're still single. Self-love reflects back to you. You can only love somebody as much as you love yourself, because you cannot give what you don't have. This is a spiritual law. If you're not a forgiving person, you can't give forgiveness. If you're not a loving person, you cannot love somebody. So part of the reason that you're still single is because probably people come into your life and they mean well and they want to love you, but you feel that you don't deserve it, and so you keep pushing them away. Self-love works in settle like that. It's self-sabotage. When you don't love yourself, you will self-sabotage. So what I would recommend is go into your life and see if there are things that you haven't forgiven yourself, there are traumas you haven't worked out, and start healing them. Start healing them. pray for your heart. One of the things that I had learned to do when I was waking up spiritually is I started really praying for my heart, so that I can forgive myself, so that I can love myself, so that I can heal, so that I can teach it to love what is good and hate what is evil. All those things really help you when it comes to finding love. You've got to love yourself, because if you hate yourself, nobody can love you. If you can't choose you, nobody can choose you. You know, men are just going to mirror you. They are going to be the mirror. If you hate yourself, you're also going to pick the wrong kind of men. So just look at the type of men that you're picking, and then you're going to see that they reflect how you feel about yourself. So if you want God to give you something else, because we live in a spiritual universe, then deserve that better man. Love yourself enough to deserve that better man, and then he'll come. So learn to love yourself. She says here, and I think this is a good thing, she recommends you fire your ego. You know, tell it your job is done, you know, and learn to be more vulnerable in the eyes of God. One of the greatest gifts that I know that made me really surrender my ego, because I was struggling, because I knew ego was a bad thing and I wanted to get rid of it, and I didn't know how. But then I read this book, The Power of a Humble Life, and it was talking about how we are too proud to ask God for help, for wisdom, for guidance, for healing. We are just too proud. We like to do our own thing. We really want to know if we can do this whole thing without God, and you cannot, because He's the Alpha and Omega. You're just here by His undying grace. That's why we are still alive. The quickest way to submit your ego, to kill it, is to submit yourself under the authority of God, and the ego will flee. The ego is your enemy. God is not your enemy. God is your friend. He's trying to warn you about your ego, but most of us, we don't listen. So if you really want to love yourself and you are struggling to love yourself, like humbling yourself before God, life is spiritual. Humbling yourself before God, that would do. The number 8 reason why you're single, girlfriend, is because you're a liar. Liar. You are deluding yourself. And these are the things that you need to ask yourself. Have you told someone that you don't want to be in a relationship when you really do? Have you ignored the warning signs about a guy because you wanted him? Have you hidden details of a relationship because your friend would tell you to end it if they knew about that relationship? Being a liar is a very dangerous thing when you're looking for love. Some women, they are looking for love, but then they meet this perfect guy. He's handsome, he's everything that you want, but he doesn't want a relationship, or he says, I'll think about it. You know, this guy wants sex from you, but he doesn't want a relationship. And you consent and you go along with the flow, thinking that probably he's going to change his mind in the future or anything, and he is not going to change his mind. He's just going to use you, and when you want a relationship, he's going to dump you. But because you know that he's going to dump you, you keep pretending that just hooking up is okay. It's not. It's not. You're lying to yourself. Get real. You have to be real with yourself and walk away from relationships that have no commitment. You have to be real with yourself, because when you lie to yourself, when you lie to him, you're like, oh, this is fine with me. This is fine. It's not fine with you. This relationship, he's using you. He's wasting your time. And it's not a good relationship. Don't lie to yourself. A lot of women will fall into that category. So be real. Be real. Check yourself. If you hear yourself trying to rationalize or minimize or justify or deny someone's behavior, you can be sure something's going on. Self-deception starts like that, and you end up, wasting your time. So if you're in such a relationship, get out. Excavate yourself. It's the only way to avoid self-deception. So get out. Get out. You're single. You're not married yet because you keep lying to yourself. The number 9 reason why you're still single is because you're a dude. You need to get some of your feminine energy going on and realize that you're the prize. A lot of women need to relax and let God bring them the man, because you are not the one who needs to do the chasing. You're the prize. He needs to realize what a wonderful, wonderful person that you are. But we've grown into this world where we are being encouraged, become independent, go for your dreams, do everything. You're an independent woman. You don't need a man. You figure it out. Be the boss. But the thing is, if you adopt the male energy, which is the masculine energy, is the one that conquers things, right? The female energy is creative, more receptive, more nurturing, more loving. If you abandon the female energy, you're going to repel a man with your masculine energy. So you have got to look into yourself and see reasons why you need a man. I need a man because sometimes I cannot fix things like some things in the house, like furniture or the car. Sometimes I find myself that I need a man. I'm still single, but I have to realize that I need a man. But most of the times we're making money, we are going to work, we don't need a man. The thing is, you need a man because God created masculine and female, the yang and the yin. So the yin is the female energy, the yang is the man. So the yin and yang make up the whole. It means that you, to be whole, you need that energy, that balance of yin and the yang. So we need each other. We need this energy. So you have to realize it's okay to be in your feminine energy, to be receptive, to be welcoming, to be receptive, to relax, and let the male energy do its thing, because it's a wonderful thing. One of my girlfriends, we were talking some years back, and she was used to dating younger men, and she was used to doing everything for them. And then she started dating guys her age, and she was like, oh, it's so easy. They know exactly what to do. They are mature. They take care of stuff. And she was like, oh, I can relax. And it was so easy. It was so easy for her. And she realized she needs a real man. She needs a real man because it's just easier. So maybe you're single because you probably think that you don't need a man, but you need a man. So tell yourself that you need a man. Look for reasons why you need a man and stop being a dude. Don't be a dude. So it's not about, I like what she says here, it's not about being girly and wearing pink. It's about understanding the feminine energy. That you're the one who is the prize. You can relax. Men want to take care of a woman. They like to be needed by the feminine energy. Don't be too harsh. I know a lot of women in their masculine energy, they are too harsh. It's so hard for even somebody to come give you a hug because you're too harsh, too demanding, too, like, like unapproachable. Just become more receptive, a little bit more vulnerable, not always being on the defense. The 10th reason why you're single, girlfriend, you're godless. Or, if you could change on your own, you would. But we all know transformation needs the hand and work of God. So you have to ask yourself that, are you cynical about the odds of finding love? Is there another part of you that deep down believes that there is something even more powerful than the odds? And are you willing to start putting that belief into practice? Believing in a higher power is powerful. And this is how it helps your relationship. Men are very scared of women who need them 24/7. Because he's like, if I die, what will you do? Will my kids be taken care of? Are you a strong enough woman? So men don't like women who are way too needy, who can't live life without them. So what you do is you trust God and rely on God, because God has to be your number one. A man cannot be your number one. God should be your number one, and then a man is your number two. So, you have your number one and you have your number two. And then you have, it makes the three of you, and you don't have to need him all the time. So that's the trick. And a lot of people wonder, oh, where does she have such confidence from? Is because when you have a higher power giving you guidance, God, the Word of God, the Spirit of God leading you, it makes you very powerful. Inside, it makes you very powerful. He that is in you, remember, is always stronger than who is in the world. So that is something that they admire in women, that intangible quality of your spirit, of your independence and reliance and vulnerability before God. That is what really makes you even have more feminine qualities. That's what makes you have character. I mean, all the things that we have talked in this book. For example, if you are a godly woman, some of the things like having casual sex is a no-go zone, right? Or, self-hate, it doesn't happen when you trust God and when you love God and you believe in the everlasting love of God in your life. It's really hard to hate yourself when you know that God loves you unconditionally and he has an everlasting love for you, because he does. It eliminates all these qualities. So seek to have God transform you, the way you feel about yourself, the way you feel independent, the way you feel vulnerable. For a long time before I understood, like, really God loved me, I was always hyper anxious, hypersensitive. I never ever used to cry. I would never be vulnerable. And these days I cry. I go to church and I'm praising and I'm worshiping and I'm crying. I'm vulnerable. And I have that space. I have that space to be vulnerable. And it's nice. And it doesn't make me feel like I am less. It makes me feel like, oh wow, I'm more feminine. I'm more in my power. I have a loving, caring father. These things are powerful. So don't make men your higher power. They don't even want to be number one in your life, so don't do it. Build your own spirit, give it, let God, the Word of God is very powerful. Let it build your character. Let it build your spirit. Let it move you in life. You're going to be powerful, So there are things that I wanted to just mention, because she puts here in the book that I thought that these were really good qualities. Why would somebody want to marry you? You have to ask yourself, you're not married, but why would somebody want to marry you? It's because one of the things that somebody wants to marry you is because you're super, super nice. You're super nice. You're grammar nice. You're not punishing people. Men don't need schooling. They just need somebody who is nice. Really, because you're powerful. Because when you're powerful, you're able to forgive people. You go through inside, you heal. People like people who are powerful like that. People like somebody will marry you because you're a compassionate person. Like you're compassionate, you give people another chance. You're not judgy, not too judgy. That's a reason why somebody is going to marry you. Somebody is going to marry you because you know people. You interact well with people. You can introduce people to other people. Men will marry you because you're a healing person, that they can come and you can lift them up when they're sad. You can give them comfort. People like somebody who's like their hero. So if you're like that, like someone's cheerleader, he's going to marry you. So you're loving, forgiving. Think about these things, about how you handle situations when you're difficult, if you're calm, you're caring. All these things are reasons why somebody will want to marry you. Again, this is spiritual fitness. So your spirit has a lot to do with you. Your character has a lot to do with you and how other people feel in your presence, how welcoming you are, how receptive they are, how comfortable they are around you. All these reasons will determine whether a person will want to marry you and make you their lifetime partner. So it's really about who you are and your character. In the next video, don't miss the next videos, we're going to talk about character, the road to character, because character is the number one reason why people are wealthy, why people have power and influence. It's because of character. Without character, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere in life. So we're going to start looking at the road to character by David Brooks on the next video. So he has amazing things in that book. I'm just excited to share about that book and see how you react to that book. It's Road to Character. It's a beautiful piece of work. And yeah, I'm so excited that we are going to review that book as well. If you are wondering what book this is that we were talking about, this is Tracy McMillan's Why You're Not Married Yet. It was a wonderful book. This is the third video I did on the review. So there are two other videos, the last two videos that you can watch about the review of this book. If you read it, let me know what you think about the book. Put your comments below. I think it's a wonderful book for anybody who is single and wondering, what am I doing that I could be doing better so that I improve my chances of getting the man of my dreams. I do wish you all the best. I wish you every, good luck in getting the man that you want. I believe that you can pray for that man. You can start developing good qualities within yourself so that you can attract the person you are. The best advice that I think somebody ever gave me is become the person that you want that other person to be. For example, if you want a man to be faithful, start now with being faithful and stop having casual sex, because now that way you're going to attract the man that is the same, somebody who's transformed, somebody who has stopped playing games. If you want somebody who is kind, be kind yourself first. Start now. If you want a man who is prayerful, start praying right now and start praying for him. All these things so that when you guys meet, it will be like, north and south meeting. And it's like a magnet. And I wish you the best. I'm sure you are going to learn a lot from those 3 videos, and they're going to get you a step closer to finding love. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Leave me likes, leave me comments below. I want to know your thoughts. I am curious to know what you think about this video. And also like, subscribe, and share. And if you don't know me yet, my name is Monica Kanini, and this is Spiritual Fitness, and may God bless you.